Good morning, everybody. Monday morning, the week before the summer solstice. Interesting. So, we've got a lot of things going on in the skies that are going to be pushing, pulling, and all of that. So, I wanted just to dig into that, especially the summer solstice, because that's going to be like the halfway point as to what happened last 6 months. What are we looking forward to the next 6 months? And it feels to me like there's been a sense of being pushed and pulled by the ebbs and flows of currents, and it's like kind of out of control. And so as I move forward into this second half, I want to, thinking of diving here, I want to grab on to a kelp stalk. Let's hope it doesn't break. The roots aren't that deep, but they're pretty strong. Or a piece of rock to stop me from moving so much and just get a little more focused in on what I want, not what other people want. Okay, so the cards on my desk that I'm going to be using, the Starstream Oracle, I said, yeah, you need to just pull those again because they were pretty good. I like them. I have to look up a lot of things because I don't, well, you'll see when I pull them. Oh, what do we have here? Divine Union. Oh my gosh, it's got a little spaceship up there. Do you see that? So for those that don't know or that are new to the channel, I don't know, are any new people coming to the channel? It seems like a lot of people are leaving the channel again. Okay, whatever. My hillbilly sister-in-law, and I don't really think of her as a hillbilly, but she lives in south central Missouri, so yeah, she's kind of a hillbilly, and she's married to a hillbilly, my brother, my hillbilly brother. And she told me at one time, she goes, well, Jesus was an alien, which kind of blew my mind. I'm going, what? What? Well, yeah, he could do miracles and do things like Superman did, and Superman was an alien. I go, are you just thinking this up now? She goes, no, I thought of it when I was a kid, when I was in school. Because I think she went to a Catholic-ish school. Is that such a thing? Catholic-ish? Anyway, I thought that was funny. Divine Union. And so we forget to think of our star beings in this divine union, how they are playing a role. We had a little conversation with an evangelical person, friend, relative, and it's like they're so narrowly focused on things. It's like open up to the possibility that Jesus could be an alien. Just open up. Just, what do you think? All right, the other card, ooh, interesting. Waking up the divine masculine. All right, so I'm going to have to pause this. Okay, because this threw me. I'm going, wait a minute. We're supposed to be in the divine feminine. We should be waking up the divine feminine to get this sacred union going. And that's what this is. This is waking up the divine masculine to say, dude, yeah, you can say that to the divine masculine. Dude, wake up, get with your partner. You're equal, you're not separate. So you think you're separate in a cage fight? No, 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 no. Get together. Be a partner with the divine feminine. All right? We'll just leave it at that. Or should I throw one more? Is that what I heard you say? One more? Maybe you didn't say it. Maybe Psychic Duck said it. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So you want one more of these cards? I like those cards. Be firm in your resolve and commit. Soul promise. So as we are, I'm going back to the water theme again. As we get her bounced around, like I'm feeling, just kind of, what's this? What's that? What's this? Is the war on? Is the war off? Is the war, you know, that kind of crap that we're going through. Grab hold of a kelp stalk. Grab hold to something. Be firm and and commit to planting and saying, I'm not going to be not wavering, but I'm not going to be going with the flow from somebody else's wake. I'm going to plant myself and stay firm in what I believe is true. And what do you want to believe is true? Jesus was an alien. There's got to be a country song about that, don't you think? Jesus was an alien. I'm going to start an evangelical church. Jesus was an alien. All right, let's look into this crazy ass war on, off, on. Trump looked horrible at his cage fight match. Oh, and don't you just love? He's such a baby. He had to cover up the Kennedy Center. I don't know if the cover is removed or not. I don't know. I think it was up, the whole cage fight. I think it's still up. I didn't look. Hanged Man. Using Lena's cards, Lena and Sienna Rose's cards. For those who don't know, Dr. Lena Rodriguez and Sienna Rose have this deck, and it comes with a book that is great. I think she uses it for her tarot classes. Good, good, good. All right. So we're going back and forth with all this crazy nonsense. We're looking at this particular situation with Iran, and he just folded, and he wanted to do something to say, look, I won on his birthday, but he looked like crap on his birthday. I mean, I saw him walking down the stairs, and you know, he's hunched over, he's looking where he's going. Well, you know, you should look where you're going. But he doesn't look where he's going most of the time, but I digress. You know, it's like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. It's kind of like George Burns. He goes, what's the secret to your success in acting? He goes, when you make an entrance onto the stage, don't trip. Makes sense. All right. This is not a ramble, but it seems like it's going there. So let's just take a look at these warhawks that were pushing this. Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, Mark Levin, whatever, some commentator. Lindsey Graham's going to have to suck it up because Trump is endorsing him. So if he starts pushing against that, I mean, he's just another big baby. Clearly, he's got a little Disneyland doll that he carries around. Joking, not. So, it's just this fog with those guys. It's like, what do we do? What do we do? Do we lose Pumpkinhead support? So let's just look at how this Iran deal is going to shape up. Trump had a phone call with Bibi. That's another thing we should look at. Israel's influence on all our politics. Dang. As soon as we get rid of all this PAC money, and I was reading something in the Times today where all these pardons are being floated around, and the pushback that we can do is have the states step in. And so if somebody committed a federal crime, what state did they commit that crime in that may be federal? Well, bring charges in the state. That has happened before, and I think it's going to happen a lot more. Hawaii took out, passed a law that said no candidate can have PAC money. I think that's what it was. I'd have to double check to look at that, but I think that's it. Why can't the states push that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's look at just, is this Trump war? And I'm going, yes, it is hiding the Epstein files. It's another diversion. So will we get back on track to looking at those? It's such a web. Okay, is the Trump war, is it going to keep some modicum, is that a word, of peace? Oh, yay, thank you. First card out. First card out, thank you. Ace of Wands. Now, sometimes this is a big stick. Sometimes this is what I call the Fred Flintstone Bam Bam card, where it just kind of beats you over the head with something. In this image, though, it feels more like it's an idea whose time has come that is bringing forth new growth. Kind of in it from an unexpected place, coming from a cloud. And I go back to the first card that I got. Jesus is an alien. So maybe it's coming from, galactic energies that's coming in with a new growth. There's just keep open to it. Keep open to it. Anyway, so something new is coming from this. It's being challenged by the Seven of Pentacles. This is, even though the Eight of Pentacles is hard, diligent work, this is kind of reaping what you sowed. So this two cards can be really, really interesting as we move on, because there is some pluses and minuses with reaping what you sow with this, especially with this Ace of Wands card. This all looks good. Everything looks like it's beneficial for this farmer. But here we are. We're in the Nine of Wands energy. So we got beat up. And because since this is One World Tarot, let's just look at the world. The world got beat up. Oh, and then I'm thinking about the G7. Oy. So the Nine of Wands, beat up but still standing. We survived this to a point. That's what's at the base of this. That's what we are marinating in. in the past as it relates is the Magician card, and this is letting me know creating something out of nothing. But it's also a manipulation, and it's also a, hey, look over here while I'm doing something over here. So it says Epstein. We'll see where this goes. Secrets being revealed. Yeah, could very well be the Epps files coming out. But there could also be some other things that are going to show up that are going to make us a little crazy. Again, grab onto an ocean floor rock, and if it's got little pieces of coral on it, be careful where you put your finger to get a finger hold. Squirrel moment. I've always found it so amazing when you're underwater diving and you got all this gear on and you're so clunky on the surface. You get underwater and it's just weightless, and you get some current that's pushing you back and forth. You can take your finger and just hook it like I'd hook it on that duck. And that's all you'd have to do. Just one finger. And so you could really place that finger in a strategic place. Some people, they just grab. It hurts. Okay. But anyway, so it doesn't take a lot to steady yourself, is what I'm saying. You don't have to be heavy-handed. It could just be a little finger. Okay, moving on. That was a squirrel moment. You betcha. All right, moving on to calmer waters. So the Iran war. I'm just going to leave it here because it feels like this is a hopium card. Oh, Psychic Duck is saying keep going. All right. Okay, so what we have here is a new start. We're going to reap some benefits from it. I don't know what that is yet, what the benefits are. Certainly it doesn't, because it's world, I'm going to take it away from the US, but it feels like the Middle East is going to get a new awareness of what's going on in their sphere, and maybe even get a little more, grab hold of that stick a little more and say, hey, look, you know, we can offer you growth and abundance, or we can take this and turn it into a bam bam card. So just be careful. That's what I'm hearing. The Hermit shining a light on a situation. It's going to isolate some, and I'm thinking this is us. And we're going to get like a little clearer picture on how we do things. Yeah, it's the government in the external position that is isolated. Yeah. So with these three cards, it is Pumpkinhead and his minions, his warhawks, that are being isolated, and their light is being diminished a little bit. Sorry, can't see that. Their light is being, even though they're shining the light on all the stuff that they did, and this lantern has 3 beams coming out of it. So it's just not a singular thing. There's so much going on, and they are like in isolation. And the final outcome is the 5 of Pentacles. This is, I mean, Pentacles are the financial loss of things. It's also the moral loss of things. But we come together in the 2 of Cups, and we come in as a winner. So not that we, the government, is coming in as a winner, but it feels like if we can find a way to come together. I go back to the very first card, the divine union. If we can come together, then we will have a celebration. We will ride in as winners. But there needs to be, in this Iran war, some kind of coming together. And is that with Israel? Is it with U.S., other world leaders? Let me just throw on that. What is the divine union that we need to be looking at here? The way that I see it, you know, I'm looking at the axis of evil. Remember that with was it Reagan? The axis of evil. He said North Korea, Russia, and who else? Somebody else. Well, now I think there is an axis of evil, and it's the U.S., Russia, and Israel. Not the people, the governments of. I want to be really clear with that. I'm not happy with governments. Okay, what is this divine union? Is it U.S. Israel? Can I even get that answer there with cards? I'm hearing no, that you just have to tap into it. The divine union, let's just see. Well, whatever it is, we're moving into calmer waters. Let's just see if I can get some. Seven of Wands, defending oneself, Fool. What is the divine union? Let me drop this down. You guys can see it to play along. Six of Swords, Seven of Wands, Fool, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the King of Swords. So it feels like the divine union, he's not fighting, but he's just saying, hey, this feels like Iran. Hey, we got the Straits of Hormuz that we can open, close, keep your distance. That's what I'm seeing. Divine union. I'm not really sure who that country is, but with that divine union that we come together with, when we start blending together, I'm just going to leave it at that. We have celebration, we have strength, and we have giving and receiving. Maybe this is getting us back to finding out what is important. How do we share our resources without abusing them, without killing them? I'm thinking of the earth, Mother Earth here. All right, so where I want to go next, not real quick, I'm looking at the time. I don't want this to be a long ramble, but I thought, maybe I should show a little compassion. Should I? Should I show a little compassion? Should I? Okay. Psychic duck is saying, nah, just let it go. I'm not. I am not. Okay. Someone told me the other day, your table, it's very cool, but man, you got a lot of stuff on it. I'm looking at it and I'm going, time again to clean. I don't know where to put all my crystals. She suggested in a big bowl. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to put them in a plastic bin. I don't think that's right. Okay. Some people may want to leave on this one. I'm going to do a 6-month birthday reading on Pumpkinhead. What do you think? People are going, no, hell no. 6-month birthday reading for Pumpkinhead. Ooh, loss. Well, that's this month, first month. loss. Yeah, we can certainly see that with Iran. Let's just keep going. This is financial loss. Knight of Imps, Knight of Wands, some information coming from him that may be a little volatile, that may make him want to leave. And then we have the Hierophant not being able to leave because he's tied up. He's like almost mummified, alive. He's got his little pumpkin eyes peering out of there. I love the little cats playing with his wraps. Okay, Strength. Moving on, Six of Imps, and the Chariot. Really moving on. So, internal. 6-month reading for Pumpkinhead. Loss, new information coming, and the government all tied up. So this feels like he's all tied up. This feels like there is some health information, because why is the government in like this mummified state? Because he's barely alive. And then in the 4th month, we get Strength, moving on as a winner, and then we get the Chariot, moving on as unalive in this deck, because it's a hearse. So it's just a movement card. Coming in as a winner, Strength. You know, he always has that ability to create a winning situation in his wrapped up mind that he thinks he's winning with everything. But this card, it's like, uh-oh. Now, I don't know how you can say you're winning in the back of a Chariot like this. Okay, let's see what the external or the challenge or enhancement is to this 6-month reading. So we have the 5 of Pumpkins and the 7 of Pentacles. This is reaping what you sow. To me, even though this does show some abundance in it, it's still on the vine. You're not collecting anything yet. So the abundance of the 7 of Pentacles, you can see it. You're tending to it. Not that he is, but you can't touch it yet. Okay, but that is being covered with loss. So it's kind of like the Trump phone or Trump crypto. You can't touch it, but you think you got it. Oh yeah, we're rich, but no, you're not. Okay, Knight of Imps, information coming, Knight of Wands, bringing forth powerful information that could be a little enlightening and for him a little, it's making this horse snort. And that's not a laugh. You have the 4 of Swords. The Unalive card in the Minor Arcana, Wounded in Battle. So the 2nd month, he's going to be getting some big news that is going to say, this is not good. This is not good for you physically, I think. And then I look at this and I go, yikes. Yeah, that's not good. And that's not good. Okay. All right. Secrets being revealed. So is this about health or is this about the health of the government? Secrets are going to be revealed in the 3rd month. However, I'm thinking secrets are coming out. There's big information that is coming out in the 2nd month that's gonna make him wounded, make him want to lay down and hide and pretend he's dead for entertainment only. But then these two cards, more secrets coming out. Fourth month, we have strength. And when I look at this Hierophant moving from here to here, I go, is the government going to get strength? Because we're moving on as winners. And someone, this is another movement card, but it's like an unalive movement card. So, strength card. This is Pumpkinhead's 6-month reading. Strength, but I think it's his position of where he is in the U.S. and in the world. This feels like it's more government, because I don't see him suddenly getting new strength, but we'll see. Oh, he gets married again. Oh, how about that? So this is the Four Wands with the White House represented in the back with some decks. A new path forward, a new unity, a new commitment here that is going to show strength. And I keep going back to this government. The secret's being revealed, and the government is not going to be rededicated, maybe, to something better. And we have the Six of Imps. Oh. Coming in as a winner, and it's being crossed by the Magician. Creating something out of nothing. Or it's like, hey, look over here while we fool you again. Okay? It really feels, because I go, well, how is that going to happen? How is this celebration going to happen? It's going to happen by magic. How is this union going to happen? The aliens are coming. Okay, I went back to the first card. With the divine union. Okay. And then we have the Chariot here. Oof. With the Tower moment. Taking it down to its foundations. In this deck, it's just the lightning is just knocking the top off. The foundations are still strong, but we just have to rebuild the top as we move on. It doesn't feel to me like our foundations are still strong, though. It feels like they're being shaken to the core. This card says, no, they're still strong enough, but we just need to get rid of the top thing. What's the top thing? Mr. Pumpkinhead. And he's in there. Moving on. Well, we keep getting this over and over and over and over and over and over, and I sound like a broken record over and over again. So as we live in these 6 months, not in his world, but in our world, make sure that we play, make sure that we take some time out into nature, do some art, sing, dance, be in control of our lives and not let them push us around in this ocean of turmoil. Let's find the peace in the ocean. We can. Sometimes we just have to go a little deeper. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Thank you. Peace and love.